is happening, man? Sometimes I feel like the resident DJ on this thing just drops after drops after drops, man. But you know what it is. Today is Wednesday. We also call it Hump Day where you're from. So we are coming to you live with the finale of the From the Sidelines Chronicles, which means we closing it out with chapter 7. I didn't say 7, I said 7. Chapter 7 with the man you see down there. He gonna take a seat today and just chill out. Of course, I got the big homie Moolage over here off to my side, and we gonna be interviewing that man, DJ Micah B, the man, the myth, the mysterious legend. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm ready to go. I don't know what y'all gonna ask me, but hey, I'm an open book. Let's get it. Moo, appreciate you sitting in on this one, bro.
Oh, you know it. Anytime. You always know I'm ready.
How's it feel to be on the other side for one time?
It feels kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've rarely been the interviewer. So this should be fun.
It's okay. When in doubt, you know what I'm saying? You got, like I said, the future Emmy-winning, award-winning interviewer right here. Don't worry, I got you covered. This is what I like to do best. So, DJ Micah B, how I feel to be on the other side of that camera, man?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited because I've never been interviewed before other than for a job, and I always get the job. So I guess I'm very compelling.
All right, well, the job is simple tonight. Keep it compelling. Keep it compelling. So let's keep it simple. Let's start with the easiest question that we're gonna have all night, and tell everybody, where you from, your upbringing. Let's talk about you a little bit.
All right. For those of you that don't know my government name, my name is Micah Bacchus. That's where you get DJ Micah B from. It's literally my government first name with the last initial. I grew up here in Baytown, Texas, right here in McNair. That's the community I'm from. I've lived here my whole life, born in Houston, but I mean, from day one, I was back here. So I'm born and raised right here in Baytown. This is my hometown. If you know me, you know I'm always out and about in my city. I'm always trying to do things in my city. So that's just a little background about me.
So we know you from Baytown, but you also have a second affiliation.
All right. So for those of you that don't know, my parents are from the Caribbean. I have a Caribbean background. My mother is from Trinidad. My dad is from St. Vincent. And before y'all ask if I have an accent, I do. And they know I do. I just don't.
100%.
I just don't. Some words I say, you're going to hear it come out and you're going to be like, oh, he does. But yeah, I have a Caribbean background. I love my Caribbean heritage. I love my Caribbean cuisine just as much as I love America. So there we go.
You heard it.
I love it. I love to hear it. How does the Caribbean background and growing up in a place like Texas, how do those two cultures kind of mix?
It's crazy that you asked that because growing up, it was kind of one of the things where it's like, I'm not black enough for the black Americans and I'm not Caribbean enough for the people from the Caribbean. But somehow, some way, I fit in anyway. I think a lot of it became more popular as the music became more popular from the Caribbean with reggae and dancehall taking over. So it became more acceptable. And I started meeting a lot of Caribbean Americans, is what I would call them, as well, who are born in America, parents are from the Caribbean. And that's how I kind of found my footing. And I also had my cousin. We're only 5 days apart. We went to school together. That was also my safety blanket. So, I mean, it's kind of like how Black Americans coexist with Mexicans. We love Tex-Mex.
100%.
I mean, there's no name for Caribbean American cuisine together. But, hey, one day I might eat roti. The next day I might eat fried chicken wings. I mean, no matter where I am with either, I'm an Afro. I'm either Afro-American Black or Afro-Caribbean. So
with the we're gonna speak on a little bit more on the Afro-Caribbean side of the game. Did you have any struggles growing up?
Struggles as it pertains to fitting in, or
from fitting in, or just even being Caribbean in Texas, in America, just like, or even just anytime you as a child or as an adult would go visit, your Caribbean family, was there any kind of pushback? Like, oh, you don't sound like us no more. It's like kind of like leaving the hood and coming back when you don't sound like you're from the hood no more. Because you don't went and got a little more educated. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So when I was young, I had a real strong accent. I had a deep Caribbean accent because even though I grew up in America, I grew up around nothing but people from the Caribbean. So I had a very deep Caribbean accent. And when I was 7, I went to the Caribbean. I came back with an even stronger accent than I had before. So people used to laugh and make jokes about it and stuff like that. Especially like if I go to school and I bring food that my grandma made, and people be like, "What the heck is that?" Like, I know y'all know what corned beef is, but we literally sit there and eat corned beef and rice. And people be like, "What you
Fire.
mean you eat corned beef and rice?" It is fire. I'm happy somebody knows.
Oh no, that's the move.
We have this drink in the Caribbean called Mobi, and what Mobi is it's a bark, a tree bark that you boil, and it's very bitter until you sweeten it, add water, and thin out the bitterness. And a lot of people were like, let me try it, because it looked like apple juice. And people are trying to be like, how do you drink that? That shit's nasty. And well, we used to get clowned for anything that had to do with the Caribbean until we got older. And then people was like, oh, I like jerk chicken. I like roti. And now all of us, I like oxtails, because a lot of us didn't eat oxtails when we were younger. But man, if you have some Caribbean oxtails, bro, I don't even really
Hey,
like oxtails.
look,
Man,
hey man, Caribbean oxtails is. I mean, I love soul food oxtails too, but Caribbean oxtails is a.
They hit
And
different.
We're gonna call it a cuisine. Let's call it a cuisine. Let's just
They
call it
hit
a-
different for sure.
and then this past time when I went to Trinidad in 2019, and I got to see my family for the first time in like 11 years, and they were making all the traditional Caribbean foods and stuff, and I was like, okay, bro, I love Caribbean food, but I need something else. Y'all got to give me something. And they were like, well, what you gonna cook? And I was like, to hell with it. I'm gonna make a burger. Y'all want American cheeseburgers? What y'all want? So it was like, yeah.
I
Hey.
knew it was gonna be a burger. Oh my gosh.
It's like the American staple, man. A good old fashioned cheeseburger is hard to beat, man.
I'm trying to tell you. So
You can't beat it. That's right. I have no arguments there.
And then if it's
they
from Texas, you got to put bacon on it, so
Yeah, they make burgers, but they make like a Hawaiian burger where it got the roasted pineapple, the grilled pineapple and stuff on it.
I need it. Oh, I need it.
Oh, it's so good. We got it from the corner on a rolling cart.
Oh
But
yeah, see, that's how you know it was gas too. Yeah. Mhm.
but I made some American burgers for my family. They were like, not bad. And I was like, yeah, even though I'm American, I'm still I know how to use seasonings, bro. I'm still black. I'm still black. It is not salt and pepper over here.
Well, shit, your Caribbean family ain't gonna know what to do. Let me cook for them one time.
Boy, hey, let me drop some steaks in their life one time. I already told them.
Look,
I
I
have to
changed
put together
everybody.
a
I changed
potluck.
every. So it's funny. We're gonna, since we're talking about steak, this is a perfect time for this particular story. So in our relationship, this man Micah would never touch any kind of meat if it wasn't well done. That was not happening. Like, he was one of the few people who was like, nah, that shit ain't it. Like, and then so I'm gonna let him tell the story of how he got broken from that.
All right, so I think it was Ace. Was it Ace that had the party?
Yeah.
So we were by my homeboy Ace. Shout out LXG. Hold up, god damn it. Y'all know what time it is. So Ace had this party, and Jeremy was grilling fajitas. And Jeremy was like, man, I'm gonna make these things medium. And I was like, the hell you mean you're making them medium? Ain't no meat, nothing medium, bro. It's well done over here. And he was like, you can't knock it till you try. I said, bullshit, that cow's still moving, my dog. Anyway.
Oh my god.
So for those of you that don't know, he can cook, man. This dude can really he can really throw down. It don't matter what it is. He can really throw down, which makes him a perfect pair for his wife, because his wife can cook too. So he was like, man, just try it. And I was like, bro, I can still see the pink. And when you just don't know, you just don't know. I was like, bro, there's still blood there. Obviously, now being older and understanding how beef and stuff is, that doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't mean there's blood there. There's a chemical that anyway, I'm not gonna get into what's the word I'm looking for here?
The science, the animal science.
Right. I ain't getting into the science of it, but I was just like, all right, cool. And man, I've been into that. I said, oh, never again will I ever have fajita. Look, I will still get a burger well done, but you see steaks, fajitas, hey, bro, that thing gotta be medium. It gotta be medium.
See, look, all I was trying to do was get him to just go from well done to like medium well. You know what I'm saying? A step up. But he went 2 steps because I'm a medium rare kind of guy. That's my Texas staple. I'm a medium rare kind of guy. Obviously with fajitas you don't make those medium rare, but you make them medium to medium well-ish, depending on depending on the kind of grill you're using. We ain't gonna get into the
logistics
science behind that.
That's the word I was looking for.
I at home I use the Blackstone quite a bit now. That is one of my favorite things to use now since my wife bought it for me a couple years ago for my birthday.
There you go.
Like, yeah,
you and that damn griddle.
Hey, you already know what the very first thing I did was when I got it. Straight hibachi, baby.
Yeah, whip it up, man. We love it. We absolutely love it.
In the kitchen, we're twisting like a stir fry.
Hey, so something that I've never actually asked this question before, so I'm actually very curious to this. When and where did you discover that being a DJ was going to be you?
I knew this question was going to come up because I don't think you've ever heard this story. So after I graduated in high school, I went to Lamar. And Josh, big homie. Mm-hmm. If y'all have listened to the show in the past, big homie has been on with the scents and the colognes and things. So
that is Mr. Cologne connoisseur.
If you haven't, go back and check the Spotify and listen to the old episodes with big homie Josh and also author of Big Homie Wisdom. I got to put on for my team, man. You already know. So
Big Homie Wisdom 1 and 2.
So we went to Lamar. He played a big part of me going to Lamar because me and Josh were real close in high school. We went to a party one night, and in this party, I saw the DJ. I was like, what is he using? So I go back there and I see his virtual DJ, and I was like, man, you're supposed to use CDs. You're supposed to, when you're stuck in the mind frame when you're used to doing something one way, you see. So I had never really DJ, but my uncle and all of them DJ. I hadn't played around with DJing since I was like 5-6 years old before my uncle moved away and moved to St. Croix. So we go to this party. The party was packed, bro, like dumb packed. I'm talking about wall-to-wall hotel room. They let us in without IDing us because they knew Josh, and it was a fraternity party. They thought Josh was going to pledge. He ended up not pledging regardless, but they liked him. So they let us in without X in our hands, and we're in here. We're drinking Omega oil and stuff. And as the party's going, I can't remember the DJ name, and I'm happy I don't because I would have said it. But this DJ was absolutely garbage. I'm talking about to the point where people were leaving the party by 12:30, and the party was going till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh shit!
No. Oh no!
So to make the long story short about how this happened, we go back to Lamar after, and me and Josh are sitting there, and we're just thinking, and Josh was like, man, I got to ask you a question, Mike. If you were the DJ, what you would have played? And I was like, man, just going off of how fast music is in the tempo, I would have played this, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this. And he was like, man, you ever thought about becoming a DJ? And I was like, no. Why the hell would I do that? I sing, I rap, I write poetry. I don't want to be no damn DJ. And he was like, I said, I want to produce music. So fast forward, I leave Lamar and I come back to Baytown, and one of my cousins was like, man, you ever thought about DJing? Because your uncle used to DJ and you understand music very well. So by that point, I was open to it. I was like, well, Josh said the same thing. Let me at least download this virtual DJ thing and try it. And I opened virtual DJ. I look around. I didn't even read instructions. I looked around. I was like, I know exactly what everything on here does. And it was in that I didn't even have to look at it. It was in that moment. I just knew. I was like, I'm meant to be a DJ. And I downloaded music, and right on the spot, I started mixing. No flaws, no headphones, mixing straight in without missing the beat. And then my cousin came over and was like, bro, you raw as hell. You should pick this up. And then I picked it up. Full time. So Josh played a big role in me becoming a DJ. And then when he came back from Lamar, he was like, oh, you DJ now. I'm like, yeah, man, appreciate you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is how one half of the dynamic duo became the dynamic duo. Because
we'll touch on that later.
We'll definitely touch on that later. There's a hell of a lot of stories to go with the two of us and then some. But this interview is about you. So what you got for him, Moo?
Well, we talk about music a lot, and I hear your love for DJing. I hear you got into it, and it always draws back to music. What brings you into music? Like what connects you to music?
Uh, what connected me to music as far back as I'm a '90s baby, so I mean the first thing I remember hearing in hip hop was The Show, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. That was the first thing, and I remember hearing it just like, damn, all right. But that's legitimately like the first time I remember hearing in my memory. But as I got older, I became a singer. I was naturally talented at singing. So singing is what really brought me to music, and I dove deep into R&B because growing up, my mom did not listen to a lot of rap music. She listened to a lot of R&B and gospel. Hence why, if you hear me sing, I have such a gospel voice. I don't have an R&B voice. And then what really drove me deeper into music is when I took choir in junior high and elementary. And speaking of that, what was our choir teacher name in summer camp at JD Walker?
Oh man, why I can't remember it right now.
Miss Napoleon. Miss Napoleon.
Yeah.
Miss Napoleon was my summer camp teacher. GQ knows this very well because we were in the choir together, and this is how we met each other as well at summer camp. He got the solo, I didn't. But
That
we
was
had
not,
Miss
that was not by design. First of all,
no, it wasn't by design. It wasn't like a competition or anything. So what happened was Mr. C, which was our elementary music teacher, he was like, I think you could be a good singer. Then Miss Napoleon, she brought me more into the R&B side. And when I got to junior high and I was in choir, that pushed it even more. Choir, like if I can sing R&B, I can sing gospel, but he will be the first. GQ will be the first one to tell you in choir and choral music where I'm actually trained. Oh man, I am a monster. That really opened my world to music because now I'm learning about choral music. I'm learning symphonies. I'm learning different songs that bands play because what they're playing in band, we're singing the actual music in choir. So that really opened my palette. So like that's what really wanted to make me produce at first because I was like, man, I know too much to not produce. But then I didn't have the patience to produce. But what really brings me into music was really being in the choir young, especially at church. So that's what connects me to music. I mean, I dance too. You know what I'm saying? So
I like it because I'm a dancer too, and I love music. And just being from somebody who's also from a music background, it's dope to hear the stories, right? Like it's dope to hear how people were connected to music and why they love doing what they do. But I had another question, but I totally spaced on it because I love that story. So go ahead, GQ. Then I'm gonna think it's gonna come right back.
What is the song that is nearest and dearest to your heart? Like no matter how old you get, you can always go back to this one song.
Oh, I would say, I got different like I got a song in every genre. So what would be the first song I turn to would probably be, it'll be a gospel song. It's probably going to be More Than I Can Bear by Kirk Franklin because I praise dance when I was young before I started miming. A lot of y'all don't know I mime in church as well. I panto mime instead of praise dancing now. But More Than I Can Bear was a song that got me through some tough times in junior high and high school, especially when my grandmother died. That was a song I listened to all the time to get me through. So More Than I Can Bear is the song I turn to.
All right. So my question, right? Since we were on this music tip, right? You're in high school. It's Friday night, around like 7:30, 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30. You're getting ready to go out. What song are you putting on to turn yourself up, man? What song are we slapping before we leave the crib to get the juices pumping, get the juices flowing? You didn't call it the guys. You didn't hit the little Joan on the side like, hey, I'm probably going to slide through later. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's putting you in the mode to be outside, man?
Y'all might laugh at this because it's such a mellow song, but this is how I felt every time I was about to step out in high school. Ain't nobody dope as me. I dress so fresh, so clean.
Fresh is so clean.
Yes,
clean.
sir.
That was the one. Also, when we got later on in the high school, if I wanted to put on a song to get me hyped to go out, it was Wipe Me Down. But those were the two.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why you asked me questions, man. Because everybody has that song, everybody has that thing to where they do, or they just get ready to go out and have a good time, and they have no worries. So it's important to know these things, man, because like you have I feel like you have songs for everything, right? So like if I was to ask you, it's a Sunday afternoon, you chilling, probably on the porch, you got a book or something. What song are you playing?
Summer afternoon on the porch. I'm trying to think of the name of this song, and this song just slipped my mind. Oh my goodness, why can't I think of the name? I think it's Summer. Oh my goodness, hold on, I got you. And any other time, I could just pull it straight up. Oh, Summer Madness, Cool in the Gang.
Oh,
that's it.
There you go. I like it.
No words, just straight instrumental.
Straight instrumental. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
That's probably one of the most goated instrumentals ever.
Definitely. It's a straight vibe. You just chilling. You kind of just feeling it, and yeah, it's just nice and kind of relaxing. Nice little solid tempo where you can just kind of ride the vibe to.
I actually had that one on vinyl until the hurricane came and messed up my house and it got damaged. I had that one on vinyl from my uncle gave it to me, and I had it on vinyl and it got messed up. Man, I was so hot. I was like, you could have messed up the PlayStation 2. You could have messed up the X. You could have messed up anything. You decide to mess up the vinyl record. The roof collapsed right on top of the vinyl record player. Boy, I was so hot.
Oh, wow. Goodness gracious. What luck is that? That's crazy.
So something you hit on before the last question, I was kind of hanging on to it a little bit. You talked about your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
So just off the sound of it alone, it just sounds like your grandmother was an extremely important part of your life.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Can you speak on that, her influence in your life, and how it relates even to now? The lessons you may even still keep up to this day.
Yeah, I mean, so we lived with my grandmother in Kings Colony, Mackinac, whichever one you want to call it. For those of you out there, I know Kings Colony and Mackinac is separated by the railroad tracks, but literally, it's a 2-minute walk.
Literally the train tracks.
Yeah, like it's a 2-minute walk. So my grandma was very influential in my life because my mom was working, my dad was working. I grew up with my grandmother. Like my grandmother and my mom would get me dressed for school. I'd go to school. My mom would still be at work. My dad would still be at work. I come home. I chill with my grandmother. My grandmother literally, we're going to touch on this later. She literally got me into basketball because she was such a big Rockets and Spurs fan. Still a Rockets and Spurs fan to this day. But she also got me into wrestling because she's a big WWE fan, or WWF back then. So I would literally come home from school. And this is when you could find your favorite sports team. You'll know this on UPN.
UPN.
UPN, baby. UPN 20, baby.
UPN 20. UPN 20 out here in Texas. So I literally come home from school. Ever since I was in Head Start, I come home from school. My grandma would have already cooked. She take the food out, give it to me, feed me, whatever. And then right around 5:30, 6 o'clock, or right around 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there, Wheel of Fortune will come on. We watch Wheel of Fortune. And then either the Astros is on, the Rockets is on. The Texans weren't around until the later 2000s, but we sit down there and we literally just watch the game together. And then as she got older, I kept on doing it. That was just like our thing. And then she had the stroke. And then after she had the stroke, I'd come home from school. I'd cook. I'd feed her. And then after I'm done cooking feed, I might go outside for about 35, 40 minutes, come back in, turn on basketball, football, or the Astros game. So my grandma was also the first person to get me drunk. So, and that was at a age of 7. So, she also, one year I had a party, a little birthday. It wasn't a party. It was like more of a get together. It was only like 6 people. They came to the house and we were eating cake and ice cream after they didn't sing happy birthday. And my grandma threw alcohol in everybody's ice cream.
Yeah, alcoholic root beer floats and shit.
Grams is a G. I love it.
Yeah, man. She's also very influential into getting me into music too, because the music in the Caribbean, they're Christian, but the music is different inside the church. They're Baptist, but it's spiritual Baptist. So It's a little bit different than here. We don't sing a lot of traditional songs that you hear here in America, but we have a lot of traditional songs from the Caribbean too. So if you ever listen to Donnie McClurkin's Caribbean medley, you hear a lot of it. But I can't think of the name of the drum. I know is the type of music called junkanoo, the one drum that you keep in between your legs and you play. That's very big. The maracas are very big. So I've always been. It's like it's alive, bro. They get down inside that church. I'm tambourine and everything, and it goes down. So that also played a role in me getting into music and DJing as well. So yeah, my grandma growing up, I could literally say my grandma was my best friend. The same way you are with your great grandma. You know, so my grandma was literally my best friend. I spent more time with her than probably anybody ever. Even if I was to count the hours I spent with people a day, it still probably ain't close.
That's dope. That's dope. I really like that because it's really the same for me and my grams. Now I want to ask, how does sports like essentially like bring you guys together, bro? Like how does she know that sports was something that you were going to gravitate to, and that was something that you guys were going to essentially be able to connect on for years and years and years to come? Because music is different, right? Music is one thing, and like family traditions, culture is another thing, but sports is kind of hit or miss. And I feel like it's kind of different, or it kind of hits different because it's coming from your grams, right? Like you expect it from your mom, uncle, maybe you can feel me, your dad, but coming from your grams, it's like, hold on, wait, grandma, what you got going on over here, grams? What's up?
So my grandma was a big Rockets fanatic. And she loved the Spurs as well. She was a big Rockets fanatic. She grew up. I mean, she was born in 1923, so of course they weren't playing baseball and stuff whenever she was born. But when she came over to America, she started. I mean, they knew what basketball and stuff was, but the biggest sport over there was soccer, as they say in America,
or football.
Football, right?
Football.
So, but. I don't know. I never really asked her if she was really into soccer like that, because soccer was what connected me and my dad more. And soccer was my first sport. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people assume like basketball or football was my first sport. Soccer was my first sport. That's still my favorite sport out there in the world. Like nothing comes close to soccer for me. But she was watching, I think, the Rockets winning the championships back to back. Because even though I was 3 and 4, I vividly remember that. Like she was at the parade and everything for both of them here in Houston, and she brought me back a shirt. She came back with a hat. She came back with some kind of paraphernalia, like the little the pennant flag. She came back with one of those from the parade. Like, so her favorite player was Hakeem, and her favorite 2 players were Hakeem and Clyde, and she loved Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell.
Vernon Maxwell, yes sir.
She loved him. So I saw her love for it, and I was like, okay, because I never really used to watch basketball when I was young. Like I played with friends and stuff, but I never took it any kind of serious. So I started watching, and then I started watching baseball, and then we would talk about it, and that's what really got me into talking a lot about sports. Was talking about it with my grandma, hearing her cuss out the TV because the Rockets drafted Kelvin Cato, and Kelvin Cato wasn't doing shit on the team. Them drafting Steve Francis, and me and her was a big fan of Steve Francis, Stevie Franchise, Catino Mobley, Maurice Taylor, Kelvin Cato, Bob Sura, like that. That team, yeah, Matt Maloney. Like I know the generations of Rockets. So that talking to her about basketball is what really got me. And same thing with WWE. She was a big Hulk Hogan fan and Sergeant Slaughter fan. And obviously, when we were young, Sergeant Slaughter was on his way out. Hulk Hogan was still kind of not even kind of. Hulk Hogan was in his prime wrestling wise, not in the prime of his athletic ability.
No, that man was down to 5 moves at that time.
So we're watching. And we used to watch the Monday Night Wars together, and then there was this guy who was like the biggest movie star in the world now, and his name was Dwayne Johnson. And we really loved Dwayne Johnson, even when he was heel. And man, the Attitude Era is yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
So that's how me and my grandma really connected over that, like big time. Like we really connected in WWE and sports.
That's dope. To speak about that soccer thing, right? Because I got another question for you, but I'm gonna double back. But speaking on that
Okay.
soccer thing, what draws you to soccer more than, I guess, playing the traditional football, basketball, even baseball to a certain extent, right? Because I know that even in your native country, that soccer's big, right? But growing up in the Americas, growing up in an environment like Texas, where football is literally life, right?
It is.
So, like, how does growing up in that environment, but still being true, still gravitating toward a sport like soccer, like, by the way, the most popular sport in the world, and it's not even close.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Soccer was a sport I was good at. But I mean, so that's part of it. But the other part of it was my dad is not into any other sport besides soccer because he didn't play any other sport besides soccer. So whenever he would take me to the park, we weren't playing basketball, we weren't playing football, we weren't throwing the football around, we weren't playing catch with the baseball, or he's pitching the ball and swinging. We literally kicked the ball around. So that's how. And then, I mean, my dad is cold at soccer, bro. I mean, even now he's 50, 58, or he's going to be 58 in September. He's raw as shit at soccer. Like, he's 58, 59 now, and I'm still nowhere near him on his worst day. This dude is cold.
Your ass like that?
Yeah. Like he's like yeah. Now he can't hold me on the basketball court, but in that sense, I can't hold him on the soccer field. He does me worse in soccer than I could ever do him in basketball.
Dang.
But he played forward. He played forward when he was younger, and he played just about every single day with his brothers and cousins and his sisters as he was growing up. And Pops is legit, bro. Like, legit. He had a friend that actually made the St. Vincent national team when they were trying to qualify for the Olympics. He had a friend make it, and he didn't make it. His friend made it over him for the last spot, which he had no ill will for. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's the homie for sure.
Yeah, you beat me out, so whatever. But man, my dad's so cold at soccer, bro. It's crazy. I watch him juggle the ball, and I'm just like, yo, this is insane. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff with your feet with a ball, bro. It makes no. I mean, he kicks it up, he catches it, throws it over his head, bicycle kicking into the like. He's at 58, he's still more in shape than I have ever been in my lifetime. And I played soccer as a kid, bro. So yeah, soccer was the first sport I ever played. So that's why I have such a deep love for it. It's still my favorite. It's still my favorite sport to play. Me and one of my homeboys, Michael, we'll go out to the soccer complex here every now and then. We'll just go out and kick the ball around and pass it back and forth and do some juggling. And I mean, I'm not that good anymore. I hurt my ankle, so I had to give up. I had to give up soccer, and I had to start picking up basketball. But I picked up basketball too late, so I was very far behind when I finally decided to pick up basketball.
I can understand that. I'm gonna go back to your dad, but like I said, I wanted to double back on this question. Your Grams got you drunk for the first time.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and dive a little bit into that story real quick.
We about to get a whole deep dive into this drunk story at 7 years old. We ain't gonna even talk about the amount of quote unquote crimes that was taking place in this story.
Yeah.
That's why this show is not for kids, ladies and gentlemen, for that reason.
So it was. I want to say it was. Oh, bless you, whoever just sneezed. Okay. So I want to say it was my grandma's birthday. In March 14th. And I know it was 98 because I was 7 and I went to Trinidad that year. So it was 98. And she had just came back from Trinidad. So when she came back from Trinidad, she bought 2 bottles of alcohol, cherry brandy from Trinidad. I can't remember the name of the company. The company no longer exists that she brought it back from. So
that was that good year right there.
Yeah. So it was her birthday, and mind you, I tell y'all she got me drunk. Let me preface this by saying Everybody in the damn house was drunk, even my 3-year-old brother, because she threw something in his bottle. So all I remember is like I remember everything, but I remember it was like, all right, let's take a shot, and they were like, all right, and nobody was going anywhere that day, obviously, because of my grandma's birthday and we were celebrating. So it's probably about 1:00 in the afternoon. We pour up, we take a shot. I'm not supposed to be taking a whole shot, but they pouring a little tip, and when they turn their back, I'm pouring a whole shot in my glass, and I'm taking it because the story goes as when me and Denzel, which is my cousin that I'm only 5 days apart of, we were sneaking to his dad's liquor cabinet as kids, pour shots, drink it, and fill that motherfucker back up with water. So the alcohol is just out, and I'm like, all right, man. And if you see me drink now, GQ knows if you see me drink now, everybody would take a shot. I take a shot. When everybody turn their back, I pour another one and take another one real quick. He always catches me.
We know.
So
either you or Ace.
Yeah, but I ain't Ace. Ace can't hold his liquor.
Speaking of John.
Oh snap, John, what's good, bro? That's my cousin right there, y'all.
No, perfect,
John.
Yes, we got cousin in the building. How we doing, man?
He's another one that my grandma got drunk too. He loves my grandma. My grandma loved him. So
he can attest to this story, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
it's official when the cosigner pop up in the middle of the story.
You know what I'm saying? Pop up right in the middle of the chat. He was just talking about you. You just pop up. Hey, that's what we like. That's how you know. Hey, ain't no lies, no pump faking over here.
Like he was at the party when my grandma poured alcohol on everybody ice cream. So as we're drinking, out of nowhere I start walking, and the first time you're drunk, I don't know if y'all remember the first time y'all were drunk because I don't know how old y'all were. Maybe I was just too young in the game.
I absolutely remember. I was a little bit older than you. I was a little bit older than you, but that's
maybe I was too young in the game, but the first time you get drunk, you don't understand. You just kind of feel dizzy. You don't know what's going on. And I'm walking out in the hall and I'm stumbling. I stumble and go into the wall. And I was like, yo, what the hell is wrong with me? Is what I'm thinking. I'm like, what's wrong with me? So I go back outside and I said, Granny, something wrong. And she was like, what's wrong? I said, man, I can't walk straight. I'm stumbling. And she was like, man, just go lay down in the bed. So I went to lay down in the bed. Boy, within probably 2 minutes, I was out. And mind you, this is like 1:00 in the afternoon. Man, I ain't wake up till about 10:00 that night, dog. When I say everybody in the house was drunk and out, my mom, my dad, me, Cassell, my grandma, everybody.
Oh, she had on that potion.
Hey, at least you ain't had that lay down, room spinning. 2 minutes later, you up throwing up type of situation.
Nah. But as a kid,
on that potion.
As a kid, it don't take much for you to get drunk. So I probably only had like 3 full shots. So I probably only had like 3. But as a kid, yeah.
As an adult, that's before we even leave the house.
Yeah, that's pre-gaming. So, yeah, man. That ain't even the full pre-game. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's just the pre-game. There's a lot more to the pre-game, but
we probably having about 7 or 8 before we leave to go out.
Yeah.
Y'all smell like my wife. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, I'm a lightweight. I can't drink for nothing. Okay, I'm 2-3 shots in. I'm donezo.
So
give me a blanket. Wrap me up. It's over. Okay.
I'm sure there will more than likely be some. There may be, depends on how this discussion goes. There may be some. Here's what happened type of situations.
Yeah. So
we got a couple of epic nights.
But the thing, and another thing was with my grandma. Going back to the question you asked earlier, I did not sleep with my parents. I slept with my grandma as a kid. I never slept with my parents. I slept with my grandma. So me and my grandma just had that bond, bro. That was. I mean, if she can go back into, she'd probably give birth to me herself because she was like, "That's my child."
We love to hear that, man. I love to hear stories like that because grandma sounded dope. Okay.
Oh yeah, grandma was dope.
Okay, and I love to hear it, man. We love to hear stories like that.
Yeah, so that was what we needed. That was what we needed. So we've talked about pretty much. We've covered what we call the good stuff. We covered, you got into soccer being we'll call it your first love, music being not too far from that, and then obviously it all being tied together with grandma, and then with soccer it was your dad smoking you on the soccer field, but
smoking.
So let's dive into this a different layer of the music game. Where did you draw your inspiration to start writing music?
Man, I drew my inspiration during high school. Like I started learning to play the piano a little bit. I can still play the piano now. I didn't get through the basics. I can't read music, but if you show me a video and I can practice, I can play. Like I know how to play So Sick, till the end of the road, With You, for the gospel people out there, Cooling Water, Hold On, Change Is Coming. What's the Donnie McClurkin song? We Fall Down. Like, I know how to play a good bit of songs. Then I started getting to the point where I was making up my own stuff on piano. And then in high school, now before I say this, the name of this song was before Side Piece was very popular in urban culture now. So me, Rashard, this is when I got to high school, me, Rashard, Greg, Brandon Cooper, and Kiki, we all wrote a song called Shorty on the Side. And literally, it was not like Side Piece. It was like, I have a shorty on my side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got a shorty on the side. Does she want to ride? I got a shorty on the side. And I'm playing the piano, and they start rapping. I was like, man, I think I could rap. And Greg was like, man, I'm going to get you on a song to rap. You ever rap? Before I said, man, I used to play around with it. I freestyle every now and then. But that's a Texas thing. Everybody in Texas freestyle, bro. We all just play around. Even if you can't rap, you going to get in this damn rap and be like, I done came down. Man, hold up.
Got to be in the cipher.
Man, I'm from Texas, so I got that drink up in my cup. And that's all you going to say. Oh, you might come
Drink
back and
up
go,
in my cup
man,
is
what
cool.
it do? Man, what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Greg put me on the song. It was, what was the name of the song? My Ideal Girl. That was the name of the song. And it was literally like, I've been looking for a long time. Your eyes are like a phoenix burning my mind. Is it a crime for you to be mine? Every time I see you, chills down my spine. 5'6", goddess in my eyes. Cocoa butter skin, you know she always down to ride. Hold a man down till the day that she die. My ideal girl, won't you let me be your guy? And this we were writing this in high school. So
that's a fire track. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So we wrote this in high school. We wrote Shorty on the Side in high school, and I was not a rapper, but I was very good at writing poetry, and that came from junior high. So I was very good at writing poetry, and eventually Greg was just like, man, I want you to sing, but I want you to have your own verse too, so write a verse. So I wrote a verse. I don't remember the verse, obviously, but I wrote the verse. It probably wasn't that good, but we recorded it. We put it out on MySpace. Yes, I said MySpace. I'm that old. Probably dating myself.
Hey, shout out to MySpace.
Hey, man, we all had it.
I put it out on MySpace, and people were like, oh, man, I like the vibe of this song. So I was just like, well, I'm going to keep trying to write music. So I kept on trying to write music. And I know y'all seen the 5 Heartbeats.
Yep.
So, you know, Big Red Hours is from what time to what time? 9 to
9 to 5.
Monday through Friday. So Greg told me one day, Greg was like, he said, man, you know what's making it so hard for you to write is that you're making up things. You're not writing about yourself. And he was like, just like how he told how Duck said at the end of the 5 Heartbeats in the award show, he was like, this guy told him that you will be a better writer when you finally go through something. So when I finally went through something and I wrote my first song, is when I knew I could actually write music, because I finally went through something. I wrote a song and I was like, oh my God, I really can do this. But it was R&B at first. And I'm still a big R&B. Like I still write R&B ballads till this day. Like that's just my thing. I don't even have to go through nothing anymore to write an R&B ballad. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a whole bunch of different songs now, but I started channeling my emotions, and writing music was therapy for me. So I started writing R&B songs. I wrote a breakup song. The breakup song is fire, by the way. It really is. I wrote a breakup song. I wrote a song about meeting a girl. I even made a song about meeting a girl out somewhere, and I just walk up to her, and I wrote a whole song about the conversation that we're having. Like, it's like people hear that song. I put it out on Facebook, and people are like, yo, this song is freaking crazy. And then, of course, the guy up top here, we wrote music together. We have a fire ass track together that we never recorded, but
This is true.
yeah. And then now I've crossed over into the world of doing a lot more rap. I could always rap, but I've crossed over into the world of finally making a twerking song, and I've made one. I've written it. I just haven't recorded it yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
Whoa. Hello.
So that was way out of the realm for me. And then probably the best verse I ever wrote was to Weekend by SZA, because they were doing the whole, you know how they were doing the challenge of remixing her song and stuff. And I waited a while because I was literally driving home one day and I tried to freestyle something. I took bits and pieces from freestyling over and over again and just, hey man, after we get off of this, I'm gonna spit it for y'all and let y'all hear it. I'm not about to spit it on here. Somebody gonna jack that one. That one fire. But
yeah, we gonna say that. We gotta say those, man.
Ain't no copyrights happening around here.
Right here, man.
But man, yeah, that's what really drew me into music. I went through stuff. I wrote about it. It was therapy. I found out I kind of had the gift for writing. The only thing I hate doing is really recording. I hate recording. Unless I'm rapping. If I'm rapping, I'm fine with it. But if I gotta sing it, I hate it.
I can understand that point. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That definitely is kind of hectic. How do your parents, like your mom and your dad, inspire you as far as music wise and writing music and staying inspired to write music and keep going as far as this music tip, right?
So my uncle and my older cousin, who I also refer to as my uncle because he's older than my mom, they were both DJs in the 80s and 90s, and my mom used to go out with them, and my mom is also a singer.
Oh, wow,
she was also in choir. So my mom is really big on music. She loves music. I love music. We sing in the church choir together all the time and things like that. My dad, the funny part about music with my dad is me and my dad didn't have the best relationship growing up. But what brought us closer as I grew up was when I started diving in a lot more into reggae and the Caribbean music, more than I had ever done before. But when I really started diving into reggae is how me and my dad connected and have a better relationship now, because music was what really like pretty much brought us together. Because we're listening. He's like, hey, do you like this song? Yeah, I like this song. I know this song. Do you know this song? Yeah, I know this song. Hey, I heard this song. You know this song? Yeah, I know this song. And it's like, it really brought us together. And as far as DJing goes, my dad was not a supporter of me becoming a DJ, bro.
That was going to be my next question. Was Pops rocking with the DJ?
Hell no. My dad was not a supporter of me DJing. My mom was, because obviously she grew up with her brother and her nephew, and they were DJs. My dad was not. And the reason why my dad wasn't, because my dad used to go out with them and act a damn fool and drink and get drunk and all kind of stuff, shit like that. So, but he had a birthday party back in 2017, and he had never heard me DJ before. And he called me and was like, he said, look, I know I've never been the biggest supporter of you DJing, but they want to throw his girlfriend at the time. It's like his girlfriend's family wants to throw a birthday party for him. And they want to know if I could DJ. So I say, yeah, that's no problem. I'll come through and DJ. After that night, this man was all in. He was like, he said, man, I thought DJing was just something you was going to do to pick up just to be inside the clubs, this and that, blah, blah. I was like, I said, if that's what you thought about me, you definitely did not know your son, because I've never been a club kind of person. I've been a party person, but I've been more of a house party and event kind of person. GQ will tell you, me and GQ ain't never really been like a club people. Like, yeah, we'll go out to the country club because they line dance. We go out and have fun at the country club, but I've never been a club. Like, I could probably count on my hand how many clubs I've been to in my lifetime. Like, literally.
I think we grew out of the club scene so fast it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
Well, when you're young and you experience that club scene at a young age, and you've already been there. When you get older, it's old. It's like, bro, what's here? There's nothing here.
For us, the club wasn't where the fun was at.
Exactly. Like what's here? There's nothing here.
The club became a waste of money because the events that we would go to. Like we started traveling, we started exploring certain things. Like when we discovered, this is a story we'll probably get to later. We discovered the world of party boats.
There you go.
and a couple other type of fun, brunch. We started figuring out some other things, and it was like, all right, the club ain't really, nah.
Now
It's
brunches.
just not. It ain't the same move.
If you ain't never been to a brunch, okay,
Bruh,
with
in
the
Houston-
mimosas.
Hey, listen, I can't.
Houston's brunch
If
is
you don't
ridiculous.
brunch, I can't really fuck with you if you don't brunch.
Here, I'm trying to tell you,
Because
brunches go crazy.
ain't nothing like day drinking.
Facts. Get home at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Lay
trying
down,
to
go to
tell you.
sleep, and get up for work the next day.
Come on now,
Plenty
There
of
it
time to recover.
there it is.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
it is. I like it though. I like it. Now, kind of explain how that kind of changed you and your pop's relationship, right? Like you guys kind of getting like not necessarily having the best relationship when you guys growing up, but understanding as you got older, like dang, we could have connected on a common ground years ago, and just if he or if we were both more open-minded to wanting to know each other instead of being, because you know how men can be, right? They get that kind of mode, that kind of thing, and they get that back and forth kind of thing, and that territorial thing, and it's like if we could have avoided that and just used that time to gain closer, do you think like your relationship will be different? Do you think it'd be like better, worse? Like how do you think if you guys would have started sooner? Do you think you started at the right time? Like how do you think you and your dad's relationship ultimately played out? Just throughout the years and looking back at it to now.
I've never really thought of it before, but looking back on it now, there were times where I would go to work because my dad does his own. He has his own construction company, so he does remodeling. But the reason why we never really connected when I was younger was because the only time I'd ever get to go around him is whenever he was out working. Like we wouldn't really do too much. Once I got past like 10 years old, we really didn't do a lot. I didn't do a lot with my dad. I mean, like, except when we went to San Antonio for a family vacation. I mean, when I was younger, we did a lot more together. But as I got older, we didn't do too much. Him and my mom split up. He moved out, and I mean, it was just more like I think once I got older and I could just start being around him more is when our relationship got better. I mean, it's not saying he was always there, it's like he was
most
always
definitely
there. But our relationship was, I felt like as a kid, I felt like he was more with the second child, which is my younger brother, because I have the youngest, which is Ivan. My brother Cassell. Him and Cassell connected a lot more because Cassell was like a purebred athlete. Like he played soccer too when he was younger, but then he started playing football, and eventually he's better than me. He ain't better than me in soccer, but he was better than me in basketball. He was better than me in football. But my dad really he likes sports, so he was more willing to go to a sporting event than he was to come see me sing in the choir or come see me sing when I made all region as the #1 chair in high school, or when I made show choir in high school. So he was more willing to do that, the sports stuff, than the music stuff. And my mom did most of the music stuff, so I was just like, well, he don't come to none of the music stuff. It can't connect with him. What the hell? But I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not your lane, it's not your lane. When you get older, you understand, like, well, he's just not into that kind of stuff. But as a kid, you feel like it shouldn't matter if he's into it or not. He should be into his child, whatever his child is doing. So that was like the real disconnect. And then when I went to, he made an effort when I went to college now, and I had this big concert at Lamar coming up, and he came. So that started the road to where the relationship started getting a little bit better. But I mean, it really didn't click probably until I turned like 24, 25. And that's pretty much because, I mean, even after 18, you're still a kid. I don't care when, I mean, you're pretty much a kid till you turn 21 and you're allowed to drink alcohol, like legally. You're pretty much still a kid, unless you do something like you go into the military and they mold you into a man in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for the most part, you'll still be looked upon as any adult that helped raise you as a kid. I mean, hell, I still go to the same church I got baptized in and I went to as a baby. I'll be 33 next month. These niggas still look at me as a kid. They don't want to hear nothing I gotta say most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So because they helped raise me. So it's like they're always gonna look at me as a kid. My dad was like that until I went to work with him for about 8 months. And in that time frame, he had nothing to do but respect me as another man. And that's what really sparked everything. He was like, okay, yeah, he's grown up. So I don't like remodeling, but it was a blessing in disguise because after I stopped working with him, our relationship got hella better because we had spent so much time together during that time.
You guys actually knew each other. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that. I like that a lot.
Let's hit a little pivot point. We talked about, our family, the family upbringing. We talk about the ups and the downs with the family and stuff. But when did you have your first major breakthrough as a DJ? Like what event was it that just everybody knew that DJ Micah B was here?
Let me see. So first, me and Denzel's 22nd birthday party, which Denzel's my cousin. I told you I was 5 days apart from. I had just like literally started DJing, whatever. Probably had been DJing for about a year, but I hadn't really played out. So the first breakthrough would be with confidence, being a confident DJ. So we're by Denzel's house. His dad is gone, and because I don't carry censored music. I don't play parties for kids, bro. I'm not going to do it. I mean, like, can I? Yes, because I did the whole Baytown Broncos Little League football last year, but I don't carry a lot of clean music. So I told Denzel, I said, man, where's your speaker? He was like, over here. I said, you got an auxiliary cord? He was like, yeah. I said, man, let me DJ. And he was just like, you DJ? I said, yeah. And he was like, all right. So I started DJing. And like this is the first time I've DJ'd anywhere outside my house, bro. And I started DJing and destroy it. Like my mom's them didn't. I mean, like my mom knew, but none of my family knew that I could DJ. None of them. And they were like, "Yo, you DJ?" And I was like, "It's just something I picked up after college." And they were like, "Nah, you're good." And they pushed me for years to like start DJing out and about. And I was just like, "Nah, it's just a hobby. I don't really want to do that and stuff like that." And sometimes to this day, it feels more like a job than a hobby these days. And that's what I never wanted to get to, where I can't have fun doing it. Even though it's a job, I still have fun when I actually set up and do it. I just don't like setting up everything and breaking down. But we had a party at my uncle's house a couple of weeks later. He called me and was like, hey, uncle that's married in. So he was like, hey, man, I wanted to know if you could DJ my party. And I said, well, I don't have a lot of soca music, but if you can give me some soca music, I'll do it. And then my homeboy was like, he had just came from Trinidad not too long ago. He was like, man, I got a whole folder of soca I'm going to give to you. I'm just dropping on there and DJ. And I was just like, all right, cool. And I did. That was the breakthrough point right there, because the party was swinging all night. I knew I had hit something when they were like, we don't listen to rap music and stuff like that. And I was just like, there's no way you don't listen to rap music. So I'm playing soca. And I finally just grabbed the mic and I was like, y'all say I don't listen to rap music. Let's try this. And the first song, and this is when I knew I could do it. The first song was LL Cool J is hard as hell. And everybody in that hole started screaming the words. Whenever rock the bells, that month came on. And I was like, and they were like, man, we don't listen to y'all rap. We listen to this. Man, I backdoored that with Freeze Come Out at Night. I remember this set like it was yesterday, bro. I backdoored that with Freeze Come Out at Night. I backdoored that with This Is How We Do It. I backdoored with The Show. I mean, like, and I'm looking at the party, and the party's just, I said, oh, man, I think I can really do this. And mind you, this was with virtual DJ. I couldn't hear anything before I played it. I didn't have a DJ board. It was straight laptop, pressing the keys on the laptop, doing it. Setting the cue points as I'm going, like, look at the screen. All right, here's the upbeat, here's the downbeat, here's the upbeat, here's the downbeat. All right, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just dropping, and everybody's like, damn. And ever since then, I've been rolling with DJing. That's what sparked it.
So what would you say is the most unique event you've DJ'd?
maybe now ain't the time for people to get sensitive on me because they're gonna be like, that's racist. But maybe the most unique event I did was, Fong.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in maybe it was 2020 or 2019 or 2020, either right after or right before COVID. I can't really remember the year, but he got married. Mind you, Fong is Vietnamese.
Mm-hmm.
His wife is white.
Look, let me give y'all some context real quick. So Fong and his wife is like the equivalent, literally, of like Krillin and Android 17. Like it's like dead ass, bald head, short, and she taller than him. Like,
oh my gosh!
These, like, I wish we were making this up, but we literally do call that man Krillin. We call him Krillin. But in his defense, though, that man can hoop a little bit, though.
Oh yeah, he got some game.
I give Fong his props. He can hoop a little bit. Like he will catch your ass smooth off guard if you think you finna just stop him on the court. Like
yeah.
Oh my
God. Especially taller players. Drive to the rack, that ball is gone. He will snatch that bitch out your hands when you do your gather step.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I mean, when you're short, you really don't have no choice but to
exactly. The ball is right in front of your face anyway.
I mean, this wedding had a little bit of everything. I had to play some K-pop. I had to play some rap music. I had to play American pop. I had to play R&B. I had to play rock and roll. I had to play some heavy metal. Like the daddy-daughter dance was I Loved You First, and then you go into Guns N' Roses' Oh Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, wow. What a mashup. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's probably the most unique thing I have ever done. Now, if it's an event, the most unique event is probably when I DJ'd in Vegas. Yes, I DJ'd in Vegas. We had the Caribbean Festival in Vegas, and they were like, we heard you can play rap music, soca, dancehall. He was like, okay, so you're going to play an hour now, and then you're going to come back on at the end of the party, like next to last, and we're going to play 30 minutes of dancehall or soca. So I said, okay, cool. So in this hour, I proceeded to go from Michael Jackson to LMFAO to Macho Montano. Like, bro, if you don't know what soca is, soca and pop pretty much mirror each other at this point a lot. Because the 130s, a lot of pop music is in the 130s. So, like, I played some Katy Perry. I played Michael Jackson. I played LMFAO. I mean, I played Taylor Swift. Then I crossed over into the soca, and I played Macho. I mean, just I was literally ripping between soca pop. And if you didn't know the difference between the two genres, you would have never known. Then when I got back on at the end, I did dancehall into rap, into some R&B, back in the dancehall, like just, oh, this song samples this dancehall song, boom, go into the R&B. This dancehall samples this R&B song, scratch it in, boom. And people just like, damn. And I'm going crazy. I had never been, all the DJs that were there had never heard of me, and they all knew each other. And they were just like, yo, who the hell are you? And they were just like, damn. Yeah. So, I mean, I still talk to at least 4 of those guys I DJ with that night.
That's lit. That's lit. Would you consider that, or what would you consider your biggest challenge?
My big what?
What would you consider your biggest challenge DJ, or would you consider that one of your biggest challenges?
I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm American, my biggest that's actually pretty easy. My biggest challenge DJing so far has doing a complete hip hop wedding. And the reason why I say that is, all right, Calissa, we hear you. the reason why I'll say the hip hop is because the people I did it for, it was last year, and they were like 22, 23. Mind you, I'm 32. It's a whole generation of music in between. And past like 2015, I don't really mess with a lot of rap music anymore. A lot of hip hop and rap music no more past 2015. So like it was a whole generation gap. Like their music is 2010s on up, whereas ours would have been 2000 to like 2015.
Nah, don't sell us short. We was in that 90s hip hop game pretty hard.
90s hip hop game.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, 90s is old school for us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
for like our generation as when we're going through school. So the 2000s is old school for them. They didn't live in school through the 2000s like that.
they
So
missed out.
yeah,
Definitely.
so when I started playing 2000s, and they were like, "Man, this is old school music." I'm like, "Old school? The hell?" And that's when I knew I was old. And so, but I mean, it was challenging because I don't really past like 2013. I don't really try to stay away from a lot of the hip hop because I DJ for mostly people my age. Like, yeah, you play the hits, but when you get out, when you're done with the hits now, and you got to dive deeper into the catalog, what are you going to do? So I literally sat down for about 2 weeks straight, just studying 2015 on up to last year's music, and just I put together like 4 or 5 different crates, and it was all based on BPM. Like, here's your 60 to 85, your 85 to 95, your 95 to 110, and then your 110 to 120 and on up. So, man, it was a challenge, but I like sports. I like competition. I embrace the challenge, and I knocked that shit out the park. It was hard. It was hard because I had to learn the names of these damn songs in 2 weeks to know what I was going to play. But I did. I pulled
Play the mannequin challenge.
Surprisingly, that song is not a hit to people younger than us. I like Black Beatles. They don't.
The only people I knew that really fucked with it was the middle school kids that I was coaching. That was really good. I really didn't give a shit about it. That song is actually terrible for middle school kids if you listen to the words. But,
yes,
but that's like the very beginning will tell you everything you need to know about that girl being a real crowd pleaser. Like, there's a reason.
That girl is a real crowd pleaser.
But that's the problem with like the generation we do all the TikTok dances and everything. Like, they're not even listening to the songs that they're dancing to. They're just out there. People
don't listen to lyrics at all.
The level of obliviousness to it is mind blowing to me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But
Crazy.
I say a story. It's not a story. It's a story that I want you to tell.
Okay.
But it's one of our first major collabs.
Yeah.
On the party boat. When I introduced you to the party boat life.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, this is interesting. The first time I went to the party boat, GQ wasn't there. He just put my name in. They called me. I went and I did it. And they were like, "Oh, we like you. We're gonna call you back." I was like, "All right, cool." And then the second time I went out, he was the bartender because he's a bartender by trade. And if you call him to bartend, he tells you it's $150 an hour, you better pay that $150 an hour. I'm telling you, it's worth it. But so they were like, "All right, we need a DJ," and he was like, "What about my boy Mike?" And they was like, "Oh yeah, put Mike on there." So this is our first collab as like on the party boat, like outside of his house. This is our first collab.
Yeah, because we do plenty of collabs at the house. That's normal, but this is like the public seeing us.
So we go in there and it's literally like BYOB. Everybody had to bring their own bottle. You put it behind the bar. And I mean, I'm like killing on the DJ table. I find this wicked ass groove. He's back there and he's mixing drinks and everybody's coming up. "Hey, can you give us drinks?" And he's like, yeah. And he's pouring up and making an extra one. They drunk, they ain't paying attention. And he's sliding one to the DJ booth for me because I damn sure ain't bring no alcohol because I'm not supposed to be drinking alcohol because I'm contracted. So he's sliding it. I'm drinking. Boom. And we got this party boat lit, bruh. I mean, dumb lit. People are acting a fool. We're having a blast. Mind you, these are people in their 40s and 50s. I'm playing nothing but new music. And I take it back to the 2000s R&B. And when I got to the 2000s R&B, it was a rap. I had them.
Lost it.
Yeah. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, we had. That was a move.
I love to hear it. Oh, I love to hear
that. Was a whole ass move. Like, as soon as he got to basically what we gonna call it, the music you play at the cookout.
Yeah.
The party turned upside down.
Yeah.
Like that was it. Everybody was in, and mind you, these cruises are like 3-4 hours.
Yep.
The only time they wasn't jumping was the first 15 minutes, and that's because we was boarding the boat.
Boarding, setting up and stuff.
Yeah, we already set up. Well, we already set up. But once they got on and once we left the dock, oh yeah. Like Micah wasted zero time dropping that mix.
I don't got time.
And you know,
I've been here time, not a long time.
And we found what we called a party starter group. You know, you play that one song and that one loud was like, oh, that's fun. You know, yeah. So when she got up, everybody else got up, and like.
By the way, the folder of music you gave me that same day, I still have that folder on my hard drive to this day.
Hey, that folder is legendary.
I was gonna say that sounds like a legendary folder.
It is.
Yeah. Like I'm not a DJ. I just know music. I'm not a DJ at all. Like I have no skills of a DJ, but I can put playlists together. I can do that.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. So that brings me into my next line of questioning. You guys' very special relationship.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about how it all started, where it all began. Take us back a little bit.
I could do that. This is the summer after second grade, and we're literally in summer camp. And I don't necessarily know how I met GQ in summer camp. I don't know if we were playing basketball.
We got put in the same class.
Okay, that's what it is.
Me, you, Ralston, we all got put in the same class.
Okay, so that's what it was. I couldn't remember. But this is when we're like 8 years old. And we had a blast in the summer, me, him, Ralston. And we're talking about WWE. We're talking about basketball. I wasn't really big into football yet, but we're talking about basketball. And the finals obviously was at the beginning of the summer, so we obviously talked about that. But WWE was where it is because WWE is year round. So every day I couldn't wait to get to summer camp after Monday Night Raw on Tuesday. I couldn't wait to get to summer camp. We in there, man, you see what The Rock did. You see Stone Cold, Kane, Undertaker. I mean, like Big Show. Then we talking about Nitro because it was Monday Night Wars during that time. Bam Bam Bigelow, Goldberg, Harlem Heat. Like, man, we're in it, bro. We're like in it. And hell, we go away, go to school. We come back next year. He's back at summer camp. I'm back at summer like, oh man, I ain't seen this dude in a year. And it picks right back up. Again, go away, come back, and it picks right back up. I would see his sisters more than him because the sisters were praise dancers. They come and praise dance at my church. So I would always see his sisters, and every time I see his sister was because me and his sisters got a relationship too. Those are my dogs. They'll see me anywhere, coming to me and talk to me. So I would see them all the time. Like, man, tell Jeremy I said what's up and this and that. And man, we get to junior high, 6th grade. I ain't seen him in a while. I didn't play football. Obviously, I played soccer. So they played Optimus. I think you played Optimus, right?
Yeah, that was my first introduction into football. Was playing Optimus.
So he played Optimus. My cousin played Optimus. So I seen him when they went against them at the game, and I was like, oh shit, there's Jeremy. So I ran down there and I was talking to Jeremy, this and that. We left. I didn't see him for a while. Then we get to 7th grade and we're in choir. Both of us. We are in choir. Here comes the music again. We go to all city tryouts. He's there. We go to all region tryouts. He's there. And we're just like, because we're by each other the whole time. Talking. We're catching up because it's like, man, I only see this dude like twice a year. So that pretty much went on until we got to high school with all region, and then we go all region and stuff. And we went
to rival high school.
Yeah. And notice we're rivals in just about every damn sport you could think of professionally too. But
yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll definitely get into that.
So really, we get to Lee College. I went to Lamar, came back. He went to the National Guard. He finished basic and he came back. And then this was like the first time I seen this dude consistently every single day. It was the first time in my life I got to hang out with this guy every single day, all the time. We went out to a couple of parties together. LXG was born. The Brotherhood is here. Bro, I've known this man 25 years now. 25 years. And this is my brother. Like I call his dad on Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? Me and his dad have a relationship. His dad is also a DJ. So, I mean, just his sisters, I can call either one of them on the phone right now. They're gonna pick up the phone like, "What's up, Micah?" So, yeah, like then obviously the podcast. He went on tour for a whole pregnancy at one point We called it a pregnancy because he went away for 9 months. But while he was on his 9 months, we kept in contact through email. We're messaging back and forth and things. So, man, yeah, that's my brother, man. Like, y'all know you just meet certain people and you just stick with them. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy.
Definitely. I like to hear it. I love to hear it. Now, let's dive into a little bit of these crazy stories that we be talking about. All right, let's dive a little into it. So, we're gonna go ahead and bust down a little list. Okay, that's gonna go top 3 wildest moments with each other. And then we're gonna get and then we're not gonna deep dive into the stories, but we're gonna get a little shallow dip into the pool.
It don't matter to me about deep diving. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
This show ain't made for kids.
So I think I'll start this one off. I'll let him take the second one. I think our first like very, very wild moment was Ace had a party at his house and I was DJing. This is the first time I DJed and he was mixing drinks. So he was making shots. I probably had about 25 mixed shots.
Yeah, about right.
And he didn't realize how much he had given me. I didn't realize how much I had drank. The party was over. We were all sitting around. And when I sat down, it just hit me. Bruh, it was so bad. They had to put me in the car, drive my car home. My drunk friend had to drive me home on the other side of Baytown with this man following just to make sure I got home. I don't know how they got me in the house. The next day I woke up in my bed. I don't know if they put me in my bed or they put me on the couch. I have no idea. But somehow, some way.
Yep. To fill the gap is very simple. We knew where the house key was at. That's how we got him in the house. We put the house key back where it was supposed to be at, and we put that man in his bed and said, "Mama, we got him home."
Yeah,
that's
man.
how friends supposed to be too. That's how your brothers are supposed to be, man. That is how your brothers are supposed to be. All right, GQ, take us away with number 2.
So the second one, this for me is one of my all-time favorites because we talk about like how many collabs we've done just at a party, at a party that's not like a public party. So we talk about this whole thing about me being away for a pregnancy. So I came back and we had this adult pajama party. I got tired of traditional Halloween parties. I said, fuck that. Let's do an adult pajama party for Halloween. So that's what the fuck I am. So there's a whole story on how in the fuck the name GQ became who I am. So I was a big fan of The Great Gatsby, which if you know anything about that book, Gatsby threw the biggest fucking parties, point blank. Everybody wanted to go. And this is before all y'all seen the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I'm talking about the actual book. Read the book. You can still understand the lavishness of the Roaring 20s, which is my favorite time period in history. So I said, fuck it, we're going to throw this adult pajama party. I said, you can't come into this house if you ain't rocking some kind of adult pajamas. So that's what we did. Micah was DJing. I was, of course, doing my thing, mixing the drinks. We had it popping. So what we did for this, so me and my sisters, we got unique with it. So we all three dressed up like 3 different types of Batman. So they had on the Batman pajamas. I had on Batman pajama pants, the shirt with the cape behind you, and the hat. So that's what we did. We turned it up like, I was we was Batman drippy all the way down to the shoes. Had the Batman Nikes at this time. Yeah.
Batman down to the socks like I'm big and pop.
You know, hey, so you know how you see those college parties, right? Where you wake up the next day and like all you can do is laugh. That was this party because we had a homeboy of mine, my man D Griff, who basically zombie death style threw up all up and down my hallway because that's how fucked up he got. And then you had another brother of ours who you've seen on one of the last couple of roundtable episodes, who woke up the next morning, cuddled up with somebody. We're gonna leave it at that because there's a lot of life has gone on for both parties involved. I'm gonna leave it at that right there. But when I woke up the next morning, I laughed hard because there were people passed out on my floor, hanging off the couch, cuddled up on the couch, in my guest bedroom, in my guest bathroom, tub sleep. Like it literally was like everything that you saw in the movie. Oh, it was one of those. Yeah, that was hilarious. The only people that really saw everything unfold was me and Micah.
Yeah.
My little brother pulled up. My youngest brother.
Sober.
He pulled up. He was still in high school at this time, and he brought one of his homeboys from the track team. They got trashed. I was like, look, y'all good. Under Texas law, you at my house. Guess what? You can drink. So They got trashed. Like,
just don't drive home.
Just yeah, he I took everybody's keys. That's why I had so many people. I took everybody's keys. I put them in my safe. I put because I'm the only one with the code.
Only person keys he didn't take was mine.
I took except people. I took everybody's keys and threw them all in the safe and said, none of y'all going home because we've been drinking.
I love it.
Because I knew what kind of drinks I knew the drinks I was mixing specifically were creepers. So when they hit, I knew they was gonna hit, and I was like, nah, I'm taking keys. So I took all the keys. Me
being the person I am, I already knew because I already went through my fair share of it. So Michael was like, nope, I think I will take a straight and I'll just take a beer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Go ahead, DJ. Number 3.
I think this isn't really a wild story, but this was probably one of the best times we had. We went out one night to Big Texas.
Oh yeah, when I took all y'all out for the first time in Big Texas, yeah.
We went out to Big Texas, and country bar. I had just got in the country. I got in the country because of this guy, but we went to Big Texas, and Big Texas was so turned, man. I remember having just the time of my life in Big Texas. I couldn't Texas two-step. Didn't matter. The girls they seen black people. They was like, oh shit, we got black people in here. The girls was flocking to us. So it's like, come dance with me. Come dance with me. I was like, I can't Texas two-step. Well, you dance how you dance, and I'll follow you. So I'm like, oh, I'm an R&B guy. I step on beat, my nigga. I don't do that pattern.
Yeah.
Man.
Yes, sir. I love it. Man. I love where this is going already.
Man.
Yeah, so, but don't forget the biggest part about that night is when the line dances hit.
Oh yeah, we was running.
So we had already been doing this from the other smaller. The name Big Texas, it lives up to its name, Big Texas. This is a big fucking country bar. Like I'm talking about big ass dance floor, got the sand on the floor. The sand on the floor is so your boots slide across that. That's what the sand is for those who don't know. So this mug is so big, they are on Facebook Live during this nighting out. Like this is what they do. This is how big Texas at this time was. There's some other places that have sprouted up because of this, but yeah, when the line dances hit, that's when we'll say make your name. You know what I'm saying? That's how you make your name. Like just like at the cookout, you know what I'm saying? We hit the Cupid shuffles, we hit all the electric slides. Now you got to be able to hit the Copperhead Road. You got to be able to hit Footloose. Those are two very important ones you got to be able to get. And you got to be able to hit Boot, Scoot, and Boogie. Those are like the trifecta. Those are the trio. You must know all three of these to get down with the get down at the country bar. And then if you're a melanated individual, you put a little spice on it, you know what I'm saying? A little slap of mama, a little Tony Chachere's. And they be like, they just be enamored with how you put that extra little oomph into it. And then of course you get the ones the white boys who just turned 21 that they resort to basically just humping the floor. Yeah, but he know exactly. That's why he did that face. He know exactly what I'm talking about.
Facts.
Because I say that to say this, that leads into the honorable mention number 4. Because he said that was a great night, but we also had one of the most epic nights because we notoriously would shut down these 2 country spots. 100%. We would shut them down. We started at one and finished at the other, or we started at the other and finished at the other. This was always the rotation. So this so happened to be the very last night this one particular place called the Electric Cowboy was going to be open. And we was like, oh no, we got yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dollar Crown and Downs, you already knew what it was. So we was like, nah, we got to go shut that one down. So we started off at the Shoot, formerly known as Floozies, for my old Baytonians who know what's up. So we turned up. The Shoot is great. We was like, man, what time we going to the Cowboy? I think we left there at probably 10:30.
Yeah, because we went early that day.
Yeah, we talking about a 15-minute drive up the road. It ain't far. So we go over to the Cowboy. The Cowboy is on fire. I mean, is hot, is people everywhere. And we talked about the Caucasian brothers humping the floor. The reason that's important is This is a key part of this whole story. So we get to the Cowboy and they say, yeah, it's Dollar Crown and Downs. It's the last night. So we take turns. Everybody buys around because it's 5 of us that night. It was me, you, Taylor, Joseph, and who the fuck else we brought? We brought somebody else with us that night. My boy Ant came with us. No, my boy Anthony came with us.
Anthony. Yeah.
My boy Anthony came with us. Yeah. So everybody was taking turns, saying, hey, you tell me I can get a Dollar Crown and Down. We're gonna crown it down and up all night. So the DJ is killing it. Like he's got a perfect mix of the country with the hip hop. Like, I mean, it's that kind of night. So we get to the dance floor and this dance floor is on fire. I mean, it's like the ratio of females to males in this particular instance was probably 3 to 1. Easy.
Yep.
Like easy 3-1. It was packed because ladies getting free. So
we love a club where ladies getting
tell
free.
a friend to tell a friend, so friends bring friends, and all the friends pull up at the same time. So all of a sudden we get to the not the downside. This is probably the peak of the night, and we had just came off the dance floor. We had just finished doing the boost scooting boogie, and we thinking, all right, cool, we got a little break, get some water, get a couple drinks. No, the DJ was like, nah, fuck that. So this man drops Genuine Pony on us at the country bar. Yeah, we was like, hold on. So me and Mike was like, hold on, now they fucking with us a little bit. So this group of this pack of wolves, aka this pack of women that was gravitating towards us, pulled us back onto the dance floor. And of course, you know what goes on when the Genuine Pony song comes on. There's only one type of dance that goes on. There ain't no other type. So
the forbidden
we
dance.
resort to. Yes, it is definitely the forbidden movements in public. So we proceed to do this, up, got, cats leaned up against the rails, all this type of shit like that. And out of nowhere, here comes these three about 6'1", tall, skinny country boys. Just, normal, what you would see at any old country boy. They start doing this country version of a Pretty Ricky grinding on the floor. And the whole vibe, we was just like, what the fuck is we looking at right now? We in the middle of the forbidden dance, but then you see this shit here, this damn clown show going on. And you're like, bro, really? All this opposite section here, and you and the floor want to get intimate. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. I mean, honestly, I love it though, because that just shows you guys don't need to be, the typical, club going folks and, out on that. Like, you guys can go to it, like, really go to any place and turn it up and be the life, not only be the life of the party, but have the time of your life. Right. And I think those memories and those relationships are always important, because it's crazy because you guys didn't go to school together. Right. Like, you guys met up at summer camp and seen each other at summer camp every single summer. So it's just genuine relationships like that, to the point where it's like you build a nice genuine relationship or a genuine friendship, and you're excited to see that person the next time, no matter when that is. It's like, dang, like when I'm gonna see my boy again, man. And then you see him and it's like, oh shoot, bro, I was just talking about you, dog. How you been? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that only to just draw that in from childhood, because literally you guys, I don't know if you guys been here, welcome to the show, but these guys, they've known each other since single digits. Okay, all right, you feel me? And they still here, right? Two halves of Gentlemen's Talk, and they still here. So what I want to say is, I commend you guys for having this lifelong relationship as friends and turning into brothers, right? But how does your childhood friendship, how does that translate to adulthood, right? Like, you seeing them go off and have kids, and he's married now, and how does that kind of change the dynamic of you guys' relationship?
Not a fucking bit.
Yeah.
No, I asked it for a reason. Because I want everybody to know this, right? I want everybody to know this, right? People can be lifelong friends. People can go through different paths of life. They can have kids. They can move away. They can not see each other for a few years or a few months or whatever the case may be. But guess what? When you have a genuine connection like these two guys have right here, nothing's going to keep them apart. Like they say, like DJ said, he can call GQ's sisters. He calls GQ's dad on Father's Day. Like, that's the genuine connection that people seem to forget within friendship, bro. Like, a lot, and that doesn't happen a lot. I can tell you, me personally, I can count on maybe one hand somebody I know from elementary school that I actually still talk to. So, like, just hearing that is really dope, and seeing that how y'all connection flourished into something that's not only family oriented, but business wise too, because now you guys have a podcast, and you guys are doing major big things, and it's just great to see. So talk about that a little bit. Talk about how just collaborating and working together and that camaraderie and that brotherhood literally like brought you guys to where you guys are now.
I mean, I think a lot of it lost in the shuffle a lot of the times with relationships, because I mean, if you go back and look at most relationships of people that have been together for a while, the shit normally breaks down over some kind of money or somebody sleeping with somebody's significant other.
Yep, money or
Normally some
women.
stuff. It's something and like I know, and this guy knows, but there's such a genuine love and respect. I would never, and he would never like that. We are two guys that would never do that to anybody, like in any of our friends. It's just kind of like it's a respecting. So like if somebody's like, "Hey, Micah, I want a DJ," y'all need a bartender too, because I know a bartender. Hey, well, how much he's gonna charge? He's gonna charge this much an hour. I said we could work out a price and just put it together, and we'll this and that, whatever. That's what it takes. I mean, then of course doing the podcast made it even. It just gave us an excuse to be together at least one time a week, and to get together and drink one time a week.
I love
people
it.
don't understand.
Pretty much.
People don't understand. Like even you would understand this, Moo, because we all been doing the podcast together for a while now. This shit is therapy for us sometimes. Like I get off of work on Mondays and I can't wait to do basket to basket. I get off work on Wednesdays and can't wait to do gentleman's talk. I'm at work on Friday or Thursday. I'm like, well, not Thursday, because Thursday night, Zamora does her show after I get off. But on Friday, now that I keep the one AirPod in, I'm not supposed to, but whatever. I can't. I'm on inside the hood. I wish I could comment more because Mel be whacking the hell out on that shit. But I'm coming for him too one of these days when I get off. But it's literally just respect. Like, I mean, it's literally we were raised by him included. Both of us, we were raised by incredibly strong women. We both had this connection with him with his great grandma, and I'm pretty sure his grandmother too. Me with my grandma. I mean, just we were raised so much alike. I grew up in kind of the hood, not really the hood, but kind of the hood. It was a lot of drugs and stuff out there, but I mean, it was like the street. It wasn't really the hood though. McNair is you would consider more the hood than Kings County is more. The cops ain't really coming over there to fuck with us, but that's where a lot of the drugs is. So,
but still guilty by association, just because it was right on the other side of train tracks.
Yeah, still guilty by association. So,
ironically, you see, we connected by train tracks too, because I lived in Oak Position, which is on the other side of the train tracks, behind the high school I went to.
So, I mean, lost in a lot of friendships is like he got married. Hey, I understand the first time. Yeah, I understand. Like, hey, there's no more of this. We gonna go out over and over again. That can't happen. But what can happen is like, hey, what you doing? All right, well, I'm gonna just pull up if you ain't doing nothing. Or hey, if you get a chance, pull up by me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just working. You know what I'm saying? If you want that relationship, you're gonna make it work. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's my boy forever. I mean, I can call him right now and be like, look, I'm in a bind. I need to borrow $100. If he got it, I guarantee you he'll shoot it to me. He'd be like, all right, I got you. And in LXG, our favorite phrase, am I not my brother's keeper? So y'all try if y'all want to.
Damn straight.
There will be a bullet going in your ass behind that one.
They are from Texas, which means you already know what's popping.
Every
I got
house
a Texas
got
ID myself, so
I can tell you what's popping. It's some guns.
Yeah,
I got a Texas ID myself. A few things from Texas.
Don't set foot in this house.
Yeah. Speaking of the big T, I'll be out there real soon. So you guys be on the lookout for your boy.
Oh,
through Texas again. I gotta come, handle some things and some logistics out there. But I love to hear it, man. I really love to hear, like things like this, stories like this, bro, because you don't necessarily like you hear the typical stories. Oh, we met in college, or we were teammates, and we just started to link up, and then what I'm saying. But it rarely starts from where two people come from single digits and throughout all the walks of life found a way to still connect and found a way to still kind of be brothers and still, be part of each other's life, bro. So that to me, like, that's big. Connections are big. Relationships are huge, bro. And like I said, I commend y'all for that, man, because you don't see it a lot. And like, especially within, people that look like us, like DJ said, it's always something between money. It's always something between a woman or something like that. And I just feel like nowadays, a lot of people will, use that or use these kind of small moments and kind of dwell on it. But just to see a genuine connection like that to go throughout the years and beyond the years and to develop into something to where it's like, you know what? Well, we can literally link up and be around each other all day, every day if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the freedom to do so. You know, and it's not that. Right. It's not that. It's not even that. It's not even that. Like, it's not even like a need to. It's like I want to. Like, this is my boy. Right, like without like if I'm not connected with him, if I'm not talking to him, if I'm not checking up on him, if we not, you know what I'm saying, linking up every so once in a while, like I'm starting to feel lost here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what you doing, dog? Nah, pull up, bro. Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks. I ain't seen you. I ain't heard from you, gang. I heard you. We're great. You feel me? So pull up. And we finna do this homework because we got 5th grade to study for. Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? So I love to hear that, bro, because you don't see that a lot, especially coming from single digits. Like, that is crazy, super rare. And especially to go into business together and experiencing like a podcast to where, you know, a lot of things can be taken out of context and misconstrued and people can have different opinions and stuff like that. And y'all are still here rocking strong, you know, like that shows that shows brotherhood, that shows love. Like that is this is what we should, everybody should strive for, right? So like I said, I commend y'all fellas for that, and I want to give y'all flowers and y'all applause because that is truly big.
I got one more honorable mention. I'm happy you said that because he knows exactly
I know where. Yep. Oh hell, here we go.
Okay, so
come on with it.
So we before we got on from the sideline, we had our own podcast, obviously, Gentleman's Talk, and obviously now we're part of From the Sideline. I think this was last year.
It was Thanksgiving. It was live on location.
Right. So this was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, right?
Yep. This was This is pre-Thanksgiving at Pop's house.
Okay, so Wednesday night we went over there and we did live on location. His dad was cooking out and things like that. I came over there, we were drinking and stuff. And we got to the point on the podcast where we comparing weight classes and are they important on the podcast, bruh. Hey.
Yeah.
We were both drunk at this point, a little bit drunk.
I don't know if drunk is a word. We was just out of there. We was just feeling ourselves. Like the whole argument was absolutely pointless because we were both right, but we were talking about the wrong thing. I was talking about weight classes in UFC, and he was talking about weight classes in boxing. And this is still an episode. If you go onto the Gentleman's Talk Spotify, it is the Gentleman's Talk live on location episode, and there's about a good 25-minute back and forth about fucking weight classes in UFC and boxing and why they matter and why they don't matter. And neither one of us was wrong. We were both correct. It's just we were having the wrong discussion.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying over here. That is hilarious because I've had similar conversations with my brother. He lives in Atlanta. We'll get into that another time, but I've had similar conversations, right? And you know how like those conversations can turn up and go serious, a little bit back and forth, a little bit. And like I'm gonna go ahead and ask the question that everybody wants to know.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever sparred before? Y'all threw on the gloves and boxed one time for the one time?
No.
Ever thought about it?
No,
not really. I mean, like maybe he's like one day he's like, man, let's put on the gloves and let's just box for the hell of it. You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, I would do it, but as in like legitimately like fight each other, no.
Oh yeah, no.
The closest thing to sparring you'll ever catch with us is playing video games.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat and Marvel vs. Capcom and Super Smash Bros. Like and playing Madden. Like those are in Soul Calibur. Those are or playing sports. You know, we did play flag. Yeah. We were on opposing flag football teams in college too. Like there was some that's the closest thing to sparring you'll ever get between the two of us.
Oh man, I asked because me and my best friend, we had fought on my birthday one year, and it wasn't like a super serious fight, right? Like it wasn't crazy like that. But you know, best friends or you know, people who have known each other for a long time, they always have that crazy story. It's like, yeah, bro, like One time, man, we must have fought, man. He must have did some crazy shit when he was drunk, man. Tripped over my grill one time, and man, I lost my shit because my shoelace was untied, and the left side of my earring was off, and I couldn't even find my right shoe. So I got mad at him, and he was mad because he tripped over the shoelace that I lost. So he got mad at me, and then we boxed, and then next thing you know, we laughed it out later because we knew he was drunk, and there wasn't even a shoelace, and he just tripped because he was clumsy. You know what I'm saying? So. There's always time
it never happened.
There's always kind of those funny, kind of funny, crazy stories or crazy coincidences. Like, y'all did what?
Like,
crazy,
like I said, don't like. I mean, we are both very super competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put us on a basketball court, normally we end up on the same team. But if in the case that we end up on opposing teams, he's a better player than I am by far. It's not even close. But I mean. I'm a very good low post defender. So like, and I'm not going to back the hell down either. But we respect that about each other because I'm not going back now. I know damn well know he could probably he could probably get around me just based on speed. But I got pretty fast feet laterally. You know what I'm saying? So I can shift my body and I got long arms. I mean, I'm 5'9" with a 6'1" wingspan. So I got pretty long arms. So it's kind of hard to get around me. But he's quick enough. He catch me in the open court. It's bye-bye.
I do move. I move fairly well. But I also like
for the FTSL basketball tournament.
But the beautiful thing is, and he didn't allude to this, but when we're on the same team, we don't talk to each other.
It's because you guys know.
We're linked in the mind.
Yeah, you guys know.
We know exactly where the other person is when we come up the floor. On a fast break, if he gets the rebound on a fast break, he already know to throw that bitch to the left side block because I'm already down the court.
Throw it up.
Like if I'm on the left side, if I'm on the left wing, I know he's on the right short corner, which means I'm flinging that ball on a bounce pass through traffic to his waistline, and he's scoring.
Don't forget that free throw line.
I was just about to say, if I drive left or right side from the corner, I know for a fact he's at the foul line or he's at the elbow. And that means I got a beautiful no-look pass that they're not even paying attention to because I'm going towards the rack and everybody collapsing on me. So,
and don't let out. We got a homeboy, Dak.
Oh
we
yeah,
used to go. We used to go to this place called Eagle Point, and they had some Filipinos that have played it. So we started going over there and playing with them. They used to run a 2-3 zone, bro. One day between me, him, and Dak, we were like, all right, we're gonna break the shit out of this zone. Micah free throw line. Jeremy got the ball on the wing, man. Every time now we ran the same play. GQ passed the ball to me. I catch it. If I'm open, I'm pulling. If I'm not open, Dak already cutting in from the corner. He cut from the corner.
We literally ran 2016 Golden State Warriors. Draymond, Stephen Clay.
That offense sounds familiar. Okay,
mind you, this was pre Steph Clay Draymond. We did this because it's just and we talked about
we did it first, okay? They took it from us.
But we talked about it, like I said on the last episode with my interview. Like, if there's one thing I love coaching against, is a 2-3 zone.
It's easy.
I show my players there are 20 different holes in the 2-3 zone based on where the ball is at any given time. If you know where to move the ball, there's always a hole in the 2-3 zone. So with 3 of us, imagine if we'd have had 5. Because we ain't even had a person running short corner to short corner yet. We just had one person cutting. We basically ran a 3-man motion and was scoring.
Oh my goodness, this is great. I don't know if
mind you,
this is great.
And mind you, by the way, here to all the people out there listening, especially if you're young and you're playing basketball or any sport. The key to making the team, whether you're good or not, is to make sure you're not expendable. I am not the best basketball player, but you know what makes me stay on the team? I have a beautiful mind in the game because I was a basketball manager in high school, and I sat in basketball class for 4 years and soaked everything up. I can tell you how to break any zone. I can tell you what plays to run and break to literally ragdog a man-to-man defense. Like, you're going to have to. I sat there and soaked everything up. So you can't have me and this man on the court together, and it's a 2-3 zone. We'll break a 2-3 zone with just 2 of us.
And I'm a liability from 3, but that's the only place I'm a liability. The 3 ball ain't my game. The 3 ball ain't my game, but I'm telling you right now, there's a reason why Dwayne Wade is my idol. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh, okay. See, they're giving us a nice little insider before the FTSL basketball tournament. We're waiting for Troy to get his back right. When Troy gets his back right, we're gonna run the FTSL basketball tournament, and it's gonna get really real. Okay.
100%.
But I love this. I absolutely love this because it definitely shows a different kind of connection when you guys are on the same team. When you guys have that different kind of connection, like. How does it feel knowing like you guys don't have to say shit? I mean, you already know where somebody is where your boy is gonna be, and you know how frustrating that can be for the opponent. And it's just the silent killer, right? And I know when I say silent killer, I don't necessarily mean silent because I know my boys down. I know my boys below me and my boy to the left of me. I know they get to talking and the shit talking. Okay, they gonna let you hear it for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's not.
I'm actually the polar opposite. I actually don't talk shit.
I don't talk shit either.
What?
It's not my. What? I have no need to. My satisfaction is when we get the dub. My satisfaction when we get the dub.
Oh, but you best believe
because you can talk
when we get that dub after the game, I'll be like, yeah, get your sorry ass off the court.
Yeah, but in the midst of the game, I actually prefer whoever's guarding me to talk shit.
Yeah,
because when this blow by happened, I don't. What happened? You know, like what that noise at? Like, oh, when I toss your shit into the stands back to your baby mama that's up there watching you lose this game, you know what's going on. You know,
I am one of those. My face will tell you everything you need to know. Be in your face, man. You suck. You can't shoot. And I knock down Sean B. And I just turn around and walk off. And then Jeremy will look at me. I look at him, and just keep going. All the time. I'm not a shit talker. Not during the. No, you talking about on playing the game. Playing the game.
Yeah. Totally different situation.
Okay, so also so video games is completely different than on the court. Okay,
1,000%.
I can dig
1,000%.
I can dig that for sure.
You should see us play. You should see us play against Madden against each other.
I don't even. We haven't played Madden in so many years. Man. Like Madden is trash these days. That's just my opinion. It hasn't changed. It's just trash. But when we did play Madden,
you played more football than me. So we be sitting there and we going pre-snap. He like, I already know what your sorry ass about to do. That shit ain't gonna work. Like, hey, I'm telling you.
Oh man, it's just that connection, bro. That connection I know can be different, and I know just on the opposite side of it, right? People seeing that can be like, bro, these niggas ain't said shit to each other the whole game and they're up by 20, bro. What the fuck are we doing? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because like I said, they ain't talk. And they up by 20, G. He finna score again. Look, wait. I'm not even finna look because he finna score again. See, I told you. God damn it, what we finna do? See, and that right there shows a different level of camaraderie that can only be built through years and years and years of not only trust, but just knowing each other and knowing how each other is and knowing each other's mannerisms, knowing each other where each other's gonna be, how each other is thinking. And like I said, bro, I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think that's dope. The whole idea behind Gentleman's Talk, the whole idea behind the brotherhood, and that you guys have, other extra, like a few other brothers that you guys, have, in your tight knit circle. And, like I said, that's important, right? That's really important for the foundation, because when people say it takes a village, right? To as my boy GQ has his lovely daughter on his lap, right? It takes a village, right? That's the village that she's gonna be around. That's the village she's gonna see, right? She's gonna see Uncle DJ. She's gonna see all the other uncles and stuff like that on a daily basis, and that's gonna show her the type of camaraderie to take on in her life.
Yeah, that's my dog.
This is the future CEO of Fuck Around and Find Out Incorporated. Whenever I step down.
Yeah, that's my dog right there, man. She loves her Uncle Michael.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, and you see my thug ready about to fall asleep. So she telling me what time it is without telling me what time it is. She's like, hey, daddy, you know what time it is.
It's about that time.
But we're gonna wrap this final chapter of the From the Sidelines Chronicles up. DJ Micah B, you got anything else you want to leave the people with? Any more hidden gems?
Yeah, actually, for those of you that didn't know, yesterday was GQ's birthday. So my final thoughts. Happy birthday, my brother.
Appreciate you. I spent my day driving around in Uncle Sam's free vehicle, and then went to little mama had our first dance class yesterday. So that's how I spent my birthday yesterday.
Yeah, so, we love it.
I took a couple of shots for you.
Yeah, there's some pretty funny videos that I'll put that in the crew chat. Y'all see her She was the life of the party at dance class too. So she's taken after her daddy very well.
All right, so I got a few rapid fire questions for you. You ready?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Let's
All
go.
Appreciate you, Troy.
Favorite Caribbean food? Go.
Roti.
Okay. Favorite American food? Go.
Black eyed peas.
That's interesting. You never really hear that. All right, now this is going to be a Texas-based question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You may both answer this. McDonald's or Whataburger?
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
I figured you guys
That's
would
not
say
even
that.
that's not even a real question.
Figured you
Yeah.
guys would say that. I'm not even gonna lie. I figured you guys would say that. All right. Favorite song to bust a move to?
I like the way you move.
There you go.
This is how we do it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
good one.
I'm liking it. I'm liking the energy. Okay. Favorite soccer team?
Manchester United.
Man City.
Okay. Most definitely.
you.
Favorite wrestler,
You-
past and present?
Past Stone Cold.
Okay.
Past Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock.
Okay. Present.
Ooh. Seth
Ooh,
Rollins.
present easy. Present 100% Roman Reigns. The
Okay.
tribal chief, if
Okay.
you will.
Keep
All
it in
right.
the family then.
All right. I like it. If you could pick one song to listen to for 24 hours, any genre, what would it be?
That's easy for me. LL Cool J's Rock the Bells.
I knew it. I would go with let me go with Before I Let Go, Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. That's all for me.
I'm with it. So that's a phenomenal way to close out it.
That was some good ass rapid questions.
Y'all caught the Dynasty episode as well. So y'all know we got it coming up around the corner. So you are going to see some craziness coming down real soon. You will see the Dynasty draft live, which means you will also see the From the Sidelines roundtable live, because it is gonna be live on Labor Day. Because ain't none of y'all working. Stop playing. Stop acting like you ain't. Stop acting like you working. You know you ain't motherfucking working. All right. I'm a government employee and I'm not working, so y'all ain't fucking working. So make sure y'all tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure y'all keep following us. The TikToks from this beautiful episode will be following quickly. Help us catch Inside the Huddle sooner rather than later. Trying to catch them by the time the season start. Because by the time football season start, we're going to have to work a little harder. But, you know, if we can catch them in the preseason, the regular season can get real competitive. I said what I said. But you can also catch myself, Moolage, and OG Mel on Fridays on Inside the Huddle. We might be in competition on TikTok, but on the show, we be vibing. And, of course, coming to you live next week, per usual, Gentleman's Talk doing what Gentleman's Talk does best, bringing you another insane in the brain type of roundtable discussion. We may or may not have another round of 32 ready for you. You got to tune in and find out. Mr. Moolage, any last words?
I just want to say it was great to be up here and kind of get to know my guys, man. DJ Micah B. I know last week that we got a deep dive into GQ, and that was really dope. I was tuned in for that conversation as well. I wasn't up here interviewing, but I was in the comments, as y'all seen, of course. But it was really dope getting to know my boy DJ. And definitely look forward to this round table. As my boy GQ said, look out for us on Friday, because me, him, and Mel are going to be going up about a few things that we've seen on TikTok and a few things that's going on in the NFL season. Tomorrow, Zamora got her show, Player versus Team, so make sure you look out for that. She's starting to incorporate a lot more football stuff in there because football season is coming up, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. Follow all the taglines. Remember what they said, tell a friend to tell a friend. And we'll see you guys on Friday.
Man of the hour, close us out.
Well, as you know, I am your boy DJ Micah B. This is Gentleman's Talk from the Sideline Chronicles. We'll catch y'all next week, and we out.